In this topic, we are going to learn how to find the standard deviation of group data using CASIO fxMS series calculator. First, what is standard deviation? Similar to range and interquartile range, standard deviation is another measure of spread. For instance, higher standard deviation means that the spread is greater. Here we have two groups of people, Group A and Group B. Each group has 5 persons each. If we measure the heights of these two groups, which group do you think will have a higher standard deviation? Yes, Group A will have a higher standard deviation because the spread of their heights is greater. Now, standard deviation is the measure of the deviation of a set of data from its mean. And the formula is given by this. The 4 symbol here represents the summation, which means the adding up of. And hence, the summation of f means we add up all the frequency to give us the total frequency. Summation of fx squared means that we multiply each value of x squared with its frequency and we add them all up. And this is how it will look like. We multiply the square of each value of x with its frequency and we add them all up. This is somewhat similar to how you find the numerator for mean. Now, what do you think is the summation of fx over the summation of f? Yes, it is known as the mean. And therefore, the standard deviation will measure the deviation of the data from its mean here. And this will give us a more accurate measure of spread. Here we have an example showing grouped data. For marks between 0 and 10, we have a frequency of 2. For marks between 10 and 20, we have a frequency of 6 and so on. And we are asked to find the standard deviation. Now let's find the standard deviation using this calculator. First, we will press mode and you will see this on your calculator screen. We will choose standard deviation SD by pressing the number 2. And now the calculator is in SD standard deviation mode. Next, we will need to input this data here by pressing the button 5 followed by Shift, comma, and to key in the frequency, we will press 2. And this will appear on your calculator. To input this data, we will press M+, and we will have data set 1 being keyed in. For marks, we will key in 5, 15, 25, 35, 45 because we are using the midpoint for each of these sets of marks. Next, we will key in this data here by pressing 15, Shift, comma, 6, and M+. And the second set of data will be keyed in. To key in this third set, we will press 25, Shift, comma, 13, and this will appear, and we will press M+, and we will have data set 3 being entered. Similarly, we will key 35, Shift, comma, 9 to get this, and we'll press M+ to input data 4. Finally, we'll press 45, Shift, comma, 3, and we'll press M+ for the final set of data 5. To recall, this is the formula for finding standard deviation. And we'll use the calculator to help us to find the summation of fx squared, the summation of f, and the mean. To find the summation of fx squared, we will need to press Shift 1. And this will appear on your calculator. To find the summation of fx squared, we'll press the button 1. And we'll press equal. And the summation of fx squared will be 26,625. Next, let's find the summation of f here. To do so, we'll press Shift 1 to get this screen here, and we'll press 3 for n, which is the summation of f, and we'll press equal. and the summation of f is equals to 33. Finally, to find the mean, we will press Shift 2, and this will appear on your screen. For mean, it will be the first one, and so we will press the button 1, followed by the equal button. And the mean is 26.51, and you can round it off to 26.515. Now let's substitute these values into the formula, and we'll have 26,625 over 33 minus the mean 26.515, and remember to square. After which you have to square root this whole term here. And the answer will be 10.2 marks rounded off to 3 significant figures. You can also use the calculator to help you to check the answer for standard deviation. To do so, you press Shift 2 to get this screen, and this is the standard deviation, and we'll press the button 2, followed by equal. And the calculator will show you that the standard deviation is 10.2 marks, which was exactly what you have gotten earlier. In this example, we have two schools, X and Y, which took the same national examination for mathematics. The standard deviation of the marks and the mean marks are given in the table below. So school X has the standard deviation of 10.2 marks and a mean of 26.5 marks, whereas school Y has a standard deviation of 9.8 marks and a mean of 27.9 marks. Using the table above, briefly comments on the marks between the two schools. In other words, we have to compare the standard deviation and the mean of these two schools. Comparing the standard deviation, you realize that school-wise marks are less spread out because the standard deviation is lower. Now, less spread out also means that it is more consistent. Comparing the mean, school-wise marks are better because the mean is higher. It means that, on average, school-wise students are scoring better, and therefore school-wise marks are better if the mean is higher. In summary, the formula for standard deviation is given by this. In order to find the standard deviation, we have to find the summation of fx squared, the summation of f, which is the total frequency, the summation of fx over summation of f, which is the mean. For this calculator, the summation of fx squared will look like this. The total frequency, which is the summation of f, will look like n. And the mean will look like this. Finally, you can also find the standard deviation by using the calculator to find this, which represents the standard deviation. And that's all for this topic.